guys.
It's Julie. We're live.
I didn't even get the butts.
Okay.
I said titties.
Oh, nice. That's even better.
Is that what you said?
Welcome back, y'all. We missed you,
Hey,
clearly. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Ampistrano. We're breaking. Episode 11, Rest and Reparations, because I have a feeling there's going to be a few of those today. So, before we dive into the episode and get all into it, of course, we have a couple of announcements to start off our session. So, April.
Hello. How are you? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Did you know that you could get a discount at 1985 Games by using the code that's in the chat over there? That chat code, that one right there, that code. Use that code to get a discount. I forgot there was a delay, and I'm like, why is the code not there? Get a discount dice. There's dice. Have a good day.
Oh my god, yes, my Kickstarter dice. I got notification that they are being shipped.
Same. I'm
Very
excited. They're gonna be so gorgeous. Thank you, April, for that lovely little dice trip. Fair.
Hello, it's me, Fair. Do you like tea? Oh god, I'm so bad at these things. If you like tea, hit up Friday Afternoon Tea. They have fandom-inspired blends from Sailor Moon to D&D and everything in between. Also synesthesia-inspired blends, because Friday does have synesthesia, and so she bases a lot of blends off of that experience. The blends that I've had are fantastic. Pirate King is an absolute fave of mine. So if you are interested and you'd like a discount, there's a code in the chat, whichever way I'm pointing. D&D Jordan Lee, all caps, scream it. And you'll get 10% off your purchase. Now, if you're a fan of tea, but also like a robust coffee in the morning, you can also hit up our partners over at Found Familiar. I've heard great things about their coffee blends. I'm not a coffee drinker myself, so I can only go off of what other people say. But I trust these people's opinions. And I know, and if they do steer you wrong, you gotta take it up with them, not me. But yes, 10% off D&D Jordan Lee. Get your coffee and your tea.
Amazing.
I'm done.
Thank you so much, Fair. Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what I want, what I really want.
Well, tell us what you want, what you really want.
I hate it here.
I'll tell you what I want, what I really want. I want to really want some Talon and Claw. And if you also want the amazing products from the artisans at Talon and Claw, which include dice trays, vaults, and DM screens, and still not candies, candles, but not candies like I read it the first time. Please do not go quietly into that discount code. Scream D&D Jordan Lee for 10% off your purchase to get that good wood from Talon and Claw.
Not the good one. Amazing. Thank you, Fen. Other quick announcements is, hello, we're also affiliated. Blah, blah, blah. I know how to talk. It's fine.
Affiliated.
Affiliated. We are also affiliates of Idol Champions of the Forgotten Realms. So if you go ahead and type in !idol or !code, I forgot, it's fine. You can get an Electrum chest that you can use in the game that will give you some new gear. Also, the finale of a familiar quest is this coming Monday. It's DM'd by the amazing Latia Chiquise. Love and adore her so much. M. Montgomery, Michelle Bradley, Gabe Hicks, Eugenio Vargas at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as they potentially try to steal Xanathar's goldfish. I'm sure this will be fine. So go tune in. It's going to be a fantastic time. As well as make sure that you are checking out our YouTube. We're almost at 50 followers, subscribers on YouTube. So thank you so much for that. We hit a goal. And we're trying to do more fun stuff on the YouTube as well. Make sure to also check out our Patreon. We have a ton of things that are happening. You'll get the latest updates ahead of time. You'll get some extra behind the scenes footage, playlists, things like that. We also made the announcement earlier this week that Robo Goblin will be joining us as a full-time cast member. Robo is so busy this month, so he won't be with us for this month, but he will be joining us on November 12th. So make sure you are, helping out and appreciating all the fantastic things that Robo's doing. Another quick note to please go ahead and type in !Steffi and !Simon, as we are still trying to boost and raise awareness for two incredible people that are trying to take the next big steps in their journeys. And we want to support that any way that we can. Let's see. Anything else? I know April and I have one more thing. April and I will be on Scry Society. The look on your face had me concerned, like, wait, I got the day right? April and I will be on Scry Society tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we raise money in a charity D&D game. We're playing through the Radiant Citadel, so it's gonna be fun. And we're gonna be raising money for a fantastic cause, so come check that out. And yeah, anything else that needs to be announced? No. Okay. Well, without further ado, let us go into the veil of Ampistrano. I need my music. So, when we last left our adventurers, they had been recovering from a strange set of circumstances that happened in a library that led to the unfortunate demise of a librarian and a Crown's Guard. As the rest of the group was then kindly asked to leave Lyros' campus, they befriended a lovable, amazing gnome druid named Toby Monteazul, who kind of give you a little bit of information about what he and his family do here for Illipin, which is caring for a number of owlbears. The group went and, in a side adventure, went to go and rescue the very dear familiar that had gone missing for Toby. And we'll see if they were able to get him out of trouble. At any rate, the entire group also met up at the suite where they talked about some serious topics surrounding around death and the different cultures that everyone's coming from. Blackstone, meanwhile, slipped away to the tea leaves and met Sam, as well as a familiar voice that tried to give a little bit of a warning. Sam was obviously a bit overwhelmed, distraught, for lack of a better term, at the news of what happened at the Lyros Library. But came with Blackstone back to the suite. You all went to the festival, and we are going to pick up as the opening ceremony for the festival has just concluded. So Reyna Windermere steps back, that red tiefling that I described, as the seed of the tree and the different magics got settled into the ground, replenishing the soil that had given them so much in the last summer. So there's a steady quiet that kind of falls over the crowd, kind of different from normal belief. People aren't, uproariously cheering. And then one by one, as each of you are kind of standing there watching the ceremony happen, the sun has just dipped below the horizon. As darkness is settling in, you can still see the remnants of yellows and oranges and reds in the sky as the light's kind of trickling out. And one by one around you, lights start to paint the crowd as several people are casting light on different things, or they have torches that are lit. Everyone raises it up to the sky, And there just seems to be this subtle oomph of magical energy as the ceremony comes to a close. And we now find all of you standing in the crowd. What do you do?
Well, that was lovely. Never seen anything like that before. Should we go get a drink?
Yeah, we can go.
Heard tell of a book party earlier. Is that still part of the plans then?
A book party?
Oh, the bookshelf, the secret.
Right,
the
right.
Jester's
Oh, the Justice thing. The thing the Justice do.
Well, I am suitably relieved that this has gone without incident for the time being, but I'm not sure I will be good company today. So, perhaps you should go to, I believe it was the Jester's Trick, I think is what the name of it was, and I will return to my room.
What's wrong?
And at some point, I believe I have several things to tell you all.
Do you want to talk instead? We don't have to go to
Yeah.
the place right now. We can all go hang out in the room. It's been a long day.
Party's in the
Perhaps
last of the evening, so should be
um,
time later.
Can we insight check? Are you audibly, visually upset, distraught?
Well, I mean, as visibly distraught as a person with a mask could be.
We've spent some
Yeah.
time together. You have inflections in your voice.
Oh, you don't have to do an insight check for that. Like, there are lots of, like, pauses between the words, and they're very intentional and slow.
Well,
I don't
We
know if
don't
that
have to-
necessarily translates as an emotion, but you can definitely tell he is,
Well, if
I guess, not happy, I guess would be the best way to say it.
we don't have to go. We can just go back to the room like Aurea said. We don't. If there's something wrong, we can help you.
also we shouldn't be traveling alone right now. I mean, it's been a long couple days, and people are bullies in the streets.
Perhaps.
Yeah, I left my weapons back at the inn anyway.
Are you lying?
No, I don't have my sword. I think it's
Something tells me
obvious.
that you're a weapon all over yourself.
I just pat Cal on the head. I reach up real high.
And,
Cal reaches out telepathically to Blackstone real quick, and
so,
are you in trouble?
When you do, what you see would be like a visual of Blackstone just like sitting at a small desk and making notes. There's a lot of circles and a lot of lines connecting things.
Are you in trouble, Rory? Do you have someone after you? Is what Cal says in his head.
Truthfully, I do not know.
Well, if you need some help sorting it out, then certainly I'm here. Let's go back, is what he says in his head. Then Cal turns to Sam and I was gonna say puts his hand on Sam's shoulder, but like would that be kind of like a stoop reach for Cal, or would Cal be
A
more
little
like
bit.
patting Sam on the head if it was if Cal was gonna reach and give like a reassuring like touch to Sam, would it be more like a pat on the head? I don't want it to come across
No,
condescending.
he's not that short. I mean, he's short, but not. There's not that much of a height difference. If you were to like kind of lean down, you would be getting his shoulder.
All right, well, Cal will like put his hand on Sam's shoulder, and Sam, thank you so much for coming out with us. This was honestly amazing. And you know, I think we might not stay much out in the open tonight, but depending on the rest of the group, you'd be welcome to come back with us. But you know, of course, you know, a young lad like yourself, still in the throes of, what do we call it? Would you call this like a fall break for him, like a spring break almost? Like
I think this is he hasn't even started school.
Yeah,
Like
he
this
starts
is the
like
end of
tomorrow.
like summer
you have-
break.
Oh right, all right. This the start of a new course of study. There might be other parties that I wouldn't want to keep you from, but of course we'd
It
be
is okay
happy
if
for your
Sam
company.
attends.
Sorry, Blackstone. Were you saying that to Sam, or were you saying that to Cal?
That was the cow.
Okay.
I did not hear it.
Fine if Sam attends. It may be important for him to know as well.
And Cal gives like a knowing glance back at Blackstone, and then addressing Sam as well. Again, but of course, we'd love to have you, and it's your choice wherever you go. But your hair looks good.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's been a day. I'm a bit tired. How about I'm gonna probably actually just
I'm feeling a little bit better, and he just looks at Blackstone. Feeling a little bit better.
I'm think I'm gonna just maybe get some ale and then probably just go to bed. I've got a busy day tomorrow. A lot of sorting I gotta do. Yeah.
Of course. Well,
You may want to join us for at least a bit because some of this involves some of the sorting.
Oh jeez.
He just says this out loud. Like he very like Orya just responds outwardly before actually like saying anything.
Okay. Sure. I'll come by for a little bit. And then I'll head home.
Okay. So do you all set off back towards the rivers then? Okay. All right. You easily can make your way back. Most everybody is outside of the city right now in the caravans. It's kind of spooky as you're walking around because like the lights and homes are lit from torches and stuff like that, but there's no usual noise or banter. There's a couple of noises and shouts from a couple of the taverns as you're walking, but it's a lot quieter than it has been in the last couple of days. Theodora, it's also, you notice immediately, a little less smellier because most everybody is outside the city.
Oh, I take a deep breath.
Yeah.
For like the first time, I feel like most of the time it's just been like, whenever I breathe, it's like I breathe and then I like grimace a bit because it smells, and I just still have not gotten used to it. And so for now, I'm just like, oh, is this what it's like in a city? It's not smelly anymore. No comment?
Oh, I mean, I kind of got used to it.
Oh, how?
I grew up in a town? I don't know.
Oh.
I grew up outside of town, so I admit that if this is your first time, it does take you a minute to acclimate, but hopefully you think of it like training. Your muscles get stronger, your nose gets a little more resistant as well.
I mean, I'll be honest, I've been around like actual soldiers, and they didn't smell as bad as it smells here.
It is a different kind of stink, I would say.
It's a lot of stinks on top of each other here.
It's very apt description of a city. It's a lot of people on top of each other in a city.
Oh, she shudders visibly. Like, oh, festival's over, let's leave.
Quick reminder, what's everyone's passive perception?
15.
Okay.
15 as well.
13. And Sin, I know yours is ridiculous.
What, my passive?
Yeah.
Perception?
Yeah.
19.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so as you all are kind of walking back towards the river's end, Blackstone, Deodora, and Cal, you all notice there is a little bit of like subtle movement that happens every now and then in the shadows. And after kind of taking a moment just to listen, Deodora, probably you're using your instincts and what you've honed in on before. You see that there are actually several individuals that are slowly moving about the city, wearing these kind of brown, dark-colored robes. And they're just going around and just mending broken things that have happened during the festival, precipitating a couple of things that maybe just need a little bit of cleaning. So you're getting that this is probably helping with that smell, and just trying to make sure that the city isn't completely broken after the festival has been taking place. But other than that, there's no other soul in the streets as you all head back to the river's end. Are you heading straight up to the suite, or are you hanging out downstairs?
I, in particularly, am going to go straight to my room, probably a few paces ahead of everyone else.
Okay.
I think I'll order maybe a round of drinks to bring upstairs.
Okay. What?
Because it seems like Blackstone wants privacy. So.
Sure. What drinks would you be going for?
I guess just ales, because that's what I've seen everybody drink.
Well, you did have those fish bowls, remember?
Oh, true. I'll order a couple
fish
of those.
I
get fish bowls. Fuck the ale.
Remember the little igloo with like
yes,
little
I
penguins?
order fish bowls. Everybody gets a fish bowl, including Sam, who can swim in it.
Oh God.
This is how we get tanked, literally.
This is, oh boy, we're about to see a very drunk halfling. It's fine. So, Brooke will go ahead and make up your fish bowls. You all have, at the very top, you see there's a little thin sheet of ice, and then walking around on it, each of you either have a penguin, or it looks like a gummy kind of polar bear walking around.
Oh my god, I want a polar bear one. I want a polar bear.
Okay, you get a polar bear. You get the last one.
Yay.
And that gives everyone a little bit of time. Sam, like, you give him his and turn around to, like, give everybody, his is done. He drinks, he just charges it down. All good. During that time,
give
sorry,
him that, like, nod of respect, like, impressive.
Sam
That's
thought
all
we
I
were doing
was-
shots.
The fishbowl is as big as his head.
It really is.
It's not a shot.
No.
Cannot.
Thanks, Theodora. I can get like the next round if you want.
Oh, that's okay, because we're not paying, right? Are we paying?
Oh, we
thought-
weren't before.
I think we kind of have a tap,
Oh.
but I don't know now though.
That's okay. I'll cover this. I've got some monies and stuff. So, y'all are letting me hang out with you, so I don't mind it.
Okay.
So, he will pay for
Whenever they want. If Deodora comes down here again, whatever they want,
and he'll just
Oh.
very subtly slip something to Brooke, and her eyes kind of get wide for a moment, and she goes, Yeah, of course. Okay. And she'll just kind of disappear in the back, leaving you all alone. Blackstone, what are you doing in that time?
In the room looking for writing supplies.
Okay. You can find it pretty quickly. There's a desk right near the window that has some parchment and some ink.
And writing some cliff notes for the headmaster about recent events.
Okay.
In the, well, we'll talk about that later. And then just kind of waiting for everyone else and having kind of like an emotional support animal moment with Corbin.
You just see, like, as you kind of settle in, getting the parchment, he wakes up from the little tree spot that has been Cal's kind of place for a little bit and comes scurrying over. Does the kind of thing that anyone that has a cat would understand, and kind of just sits himself on the desk and then starts trying to, like, get attention from you. So starts kind of sauntering, doing the little runway walk, is like pushing your hand out of the way. It just wants the attention on him right now. Kind of picking up that you were feeling a little down.
Corbin, you are going to make so many friends, and I would hate to take them from you. So maybe you'll forgive me if I leave you here with Cal.
He bites you.
You do understand that I don't experience pain in the same way that other organic things do.
He bites again, this time not letting go. He's just like,
Well,
For a moment you feel you're so used to reaching out to other folks, Blackstone.
Mm-hmm.
And in this moment you see there's just a little sparkle around his head as the tendrils of his mind is trying to reach out to you in that moment and make that connection.
Okay, I will assist.
Okay. Your two minds connect. It's not clear like when he was talking at the festival. Instead, it's a series of images. It's of the two of you finding each other in the woods. It's a little bit hazy because for him, you've had him since he was teeny tiny. All he's known is you. Truthfully, you have been his sun and his moon. You have been the person he wakes up to in the morning and who he says goodnight to at the end of the day. And so you're seeing these flashes of some of the ridiculous shenanigans the two of you have gotten into. And at the end, you can tell there's a large amount of strain on his part. But a single word comes into your head as that happens. Family. And then the connection kind of fades out as you see he kind of like slumps forward slightly, just exhausted from trying to connect with you in that way, not having done that before.
I kind of pick him up and put him back in like his hiding spot in the scarf. Well, if I'm not going to apologize that I'm not leaving, I suppose I should apologize to you for staying.
final word you get from him as the connection fades out completely? Runway. As the connection just cuts. Alright, and we'll say for the sake of brevity, by this point, Blackstone, you're starting to hear noise from outside as everybody else is collecting themselves into the kind of common area of the suite. What do you do?
Cal is kind of like trying to palm this fishbowl in one hand as he sets down all his things, because I feel like Cal's the only one that doesn't like going outside without all of his gear. And so he's like putting down his staff. He's taking off his like his little sling bag that he keeps around him. He's taking his spell book out and putting it on the table, but all the while like trying to balance this drink and trying to be like, oh no, so I never got your full course schedule there. What are you studying altogether this semester? How does Lyros do it?
We're on a bit of a quarterly system. That's I don't really want to talk about school right now. There's a lot going on.
Oh, no, that's fine. That's fine. I just okay.
But
you see he like looks worried immediately after like
but we could talk about it like tomorrow after my first day, because I'll have more of a better idea of like what I can anticipate with this semester. I don't want to get all, the first day shenanigans and
oh, sure, certainly.
Keep rolling.
I hand Sam another drink.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, certainly. I just was trying to find out what it is you like doing when you're not accidentally running into us. Where you are from and such.
Oh, what? I paint a lot. Actually, I paint.
Oh, do ya?
Yeah, like landscapes. So I do
Oh,
that.
right.
I have a lot of my home and stuff. Just because that was the only way I could get out and see the town and stuff like that. I'm more curious about all of you. Because I've only lived in the same place for the last 21 years. So I haven't really seen much of the world, and all of you are coming from different spots and have different experiences that I want to know. But that's such heavy talk, and we don't have to talk about all that tonight. But just know that I'm curious.
Of course. 21 years, all right. Well, I suppose that is quite a long time in one
What,
place.
do you think I was younger?
Oh no, it's easy for me to think that most creatures are younger. Myself am only about 21 in total.
Oh,
So,
wow.
Dragonborns grow up fast. Dragonborns are adults at 13 or 14 in the first place. So, Cal's like, oh yeah, I'm only 21 myself. I forget sometimes it takes that other creatures take longer to really start their lives.
Well, it's that, and my parents are just a little bit much. That's why I left home. They didn't really want me leaving.
Overprotective.
Yeah.
My mother's the same way.
My dad didn't like me leaving at all.
It's a little, it's conflicting feelings, right? Because, sure, I understand a little bit, but it's also just hey, I need space too,
Oh, right. It's I can't work in a mill my whole life, Dad.
They threw a party when I left. We're supposed to leave.
Whoa. I think
We don't really leave the clan. I mean, we travel all over, so in some ways there's not really a need to leave,
Sure.
Right.
but I don't know. I wanted to just make my own way.
What's Blackstone doing right now during this
I
conversation?
was gonna just pan over to Blackstone as you're kind of hearing little snippets.
No, I'm listening to everybody talk, but also I'm walking to like any of the windows in the room or things that people would be able to see into the room with, and like closing curtains and shutters and things.
Are you doing this
while
in
everyone's
your
while
specific
everyone's
room?
no, like in the common room.
Oh, so you've come out. Okay, so the rest of you, as you're having this conversation, see Blackstone coming out of their room that they share with Cal, and are just, there's only one big main window, so you're just kind of pulling the covers on that as it's happening, and the ceiling kind of starts to glow a little bit as now the clouds have shifted and you're seeing the stars as well as the full moon, as well as the two crescent moons that are there. There are 3 moons for Ampistrano. So that is what you're seeing at this moment.
I'm also like closing all of the room doors.
Blackstone, what are you doing? Are you blocking all the exits? Are you planning on killing us?
No, that would be foolish. As I continue like walking through all like the different like room doors and closing all the room doors and making sure that the room that leads into like the rest of the hotel from the common room is also like secured and everything else.
So what you doing then? You okay?
Cal sits down on the couch on the little like I guess the like lounge seat that they had sitting there before. Cal sits down on it and goes, "Well, it appears that this talk's going to be a deep one if you're trying to make sure there's no eavesdroppers then."
Someone
There's
was
like
watching
there's a single
us.
firm nod.
Someone was watching us before.
That is true, yeah.
Oh, are you worried that someone else would be in here?
I hadn't considered that, but I can take a moment to find out.
Oh, well, I can as well if you want to save yours.
Well, actually, if you wish.
How big is this room?
It's not that large. Probably 10 by 15. Your bedrooms are a little bit bigger. This is just a nice little meeting space.
You see Oria kind of fly up about a foot and flap her wings really hard, and I'm going to cast Fairy Fire on the room.
Okay.
And you see a little outline of everyone in the room. It's kind of like a purple hazy outline around everyone. It would be almost as if when you see her pop in and out of the veil.
Sure.
Like that little look.
The room kind of expands. I feel like the fairy fire that you're casting, especially with the ceiling above, it looks like the constellations are kind of moving down a little bit and gathering around you, so it almost looks like everyone's wrapped in stars or something. You don't get the sense of anything else in the room. Sam, you do hear an exclamation of "Blood flowing" from the back as he's the effects of the drink are starting to take a little bit. And he just looks over at you, just amazed at just how awesome you are. Other than that, he just kind of sips his fishbowl quietly. But no,
so that'll last for about a minute.
Well, Cal, you have a means to detect if magic is present in the room other than us, correct?
Of course, just take me a moment. And Cal goes to grab his spell book, opens it up, and Drix. Oh, Cal, how are you now? Good, and you? Oh, not so bad. Fair enough. Good stuff. So I hear we need to know who's walking about, if we've got people walking about. Is that right? You heard right, Drix. So let's go ahead and do the thing. And so he Cal goes ahead and just kind of holds the book aloft, Bredriot, and you see the big shower of the green luminous weave fall over the room again. And so if there's any magic in the room, it's going to be revealed.
It lights up the ceiling, as well as the kitchen items that you all have been using, like the teas and stuff like that. You're not getting a blip of like scrying or anything of that nature that might be popping in. It's really just the room. Just itself is magical, and you all have kind of picked up on that already with it being able to keep a lot of the noise from outside out and stuff. So take with that what you will, but for the most part you don't see anything else besides that.
Rocks and stones in our own bones, as we say.
Well, in that case, earlier we learned the importance of sharing information the moment that we know, because it can be dangerous if we don't. So, I pull like my hood down, and you see that Blackstone has hair, but like it looks kind of like an afro, except it's made entirely out of rocks. He like removes his mask, and you see like the same, or like a glowing pair of eyes. You see what looks like a humanoid face, but the complexion to it is a grayish brown. It also looks something like an ore of some kind.
Cal kind of looks around the room at everyone else's reactions, because Cal has seen this face before. Like, Cal's seen without the mask. So he looks around the room just to see anyone's reactions to Blackstone unmasking himself for the first time.
I think Ori's just still kind of sitting there watching, waiting for what is about to happen.
Yeah, I think Deodora's the same way. Like, she's not she's not really surprised, but I think it's just because like she understands that there's things in the world that she hasn't seen before, and she's just assuming that this is like Blackstone is one of those things. And so like it's more like maybe sort of impressed, but not like, oh my god, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I also think that they like, I mean, just based on some of the things that Blackstone has says and like done, like I think it was kind of like maybe not clear, but sort of hinted at that he was not humanoid, or they were not humanoid. So it's just like, okay.
So, right, I suppose some important introductions are in order. My designation is Roridir Tave Blackstone. I ended up here because some people in Jorix took notice of me, and the attention at that time was not necessarily the good kind. And because this is telepathy, and D&D is a lot of fun with this, this isn't just like words that you hear. There are images that you see of people like milling around. And a lot of this are like vignettes of things. So this place is the town where I met Cal. And this man is the headmaster of the school in your eyes. His name is Welton Pointstaff, and he was the person who introduced me to a school of magic and to the headmaster of Astera, which is where he sent me to go into hiding.
Because you're being hunted. You said that before.
Well, here is the concern. And what everyone sees is the tea shop. I think it was like the tea leaves, I believe is what you called that store. Mm-hmm. Okay. So you see the tea leaves, but what you see is like a zoom out where I'm in a corner and kind of away from people, sitting there by myself. And you see the silhouette of like a hooded figure because, you know, images and metaphor. So what you see is a conversation happening. And in the conversation that you hear, you pick up that someone from Jorix, as far as Blackstone can surmise, has been made aware that where Blackstone is now, which has been a very carefully kept secret for a long time. You also learn all the information that they said to Blackstone, which includes that the people who were trying to do things with the giant crystal that we were fighting with are going to start moving soon. And most importantly, that his presence among you could potentially bring you problems. This person tells him that it is in his best interest to be a little bit less visible. And then the kind of like shadowy figure disappears.
How did they determine sending you away would be safer? Didn't your program, your course of study, didn't it include protection while you were a student there? Wasn't that the trade then? You got training in protection and not jail time while you studied. Was that not it?
Well, I'm not in jail if that helps. I'm out here with all of you. But it's also a thing of, well, and you see like this big, like a giant globe, kind of like the shape of the world. I may be the only one of me here. So it's easy to hide, but I'm also very easy to spot when people want to look for me. And so part of my being here was being relatively close to Astera and doing the occasional community wizard work and not being seen.
If I can interject, because at this point, all of you see 3 images, that globe that's kind of floating in the air. You all also see a much larger city compared to Illipin. There's sky ships. You can see that this city really is a city. There's a massive castle in the very center of town. A flash of words go by that read something like erudite quarter. Massive city. The individual Welton Point staff is also slowly floating as these images are being presented to all of you. You see a short, they appear to be half Triton, half dwarf. He's got a long beard that's got a bit of curl and a blue tinge to him as well. Very, like, even though he is small of stature, about 3 feet, very resound in his stance. He looks strong. He's wearing blues. Instead of those traditional robes that you would see wizards wear, he's wearing almost like a commander's outfit. Think of like a naval officer, with the buttons kind of slowly going down. His face looks hard, weathered. He looks like he's in his 40s or 50s. And the only thing that's really kind, because we're seeing this through Blackstone's eyes, are his eyes. He's got kind of these cerulean blue eyes that just have a warmth to them. But you do see them every now and then flicker to like ice, based upon what Blackstone may be remembering in that moment as this image is flaring up. Those are the 3 images, just to give everyone context of what else you're looking at.
So, what is it that you want us to do?
Probably tell the headmaster at Astera about the situation, but also, after today, after we go to have drinks and merriment and things, perhaps it might be best for everyone if I'm not here tomorrow.
Do you not want to be here?
I don't want you to be in danger. Neither of you came here for that. Both of you are here for a celebration and a festival, and so far you have run into an exploding wagon, corrupt crown scar, cataclysmic libraries.
I don't think any of those were because you did
Yeah,
anything.
that
I think that
wasn't
just
your
happened.
fault.
And the library goes to point at Cal, but then puts their hand back because they know Cal feels really bad about it. Wasn't your fault either. In fact, if it wasn't for you being around, we would all have been dead. So I kind of feel like we owe you a little bit.
Well,
I've also never I don't even let my own mother make decisions for me. So I'm not going to let some person who speaks to you in your head tell me what to do.
If you want to leave, that's different. But if you want to stay and be friends, then I don't see any reason why not to. Literally, we pick fights in the streets all the time. We might be more dangerous than you.
I want people to be safe.
I don't think you could make... it's a nice thing to want that, but us not being around you doesn't mean we're going to be any safer. The world is dangerous.
And again, you saved us all. So in my head, it is safer to be with you than without you.
And you're wise to approach the headmaster of Astera. They should know, seeing as, they were charged with your oversight, that they know that someone's found out you're here. But maybe they would have some advice on where to go and what to do. And if they don't, and you're feeling unsafe, because it seems to me that it's not you making the rest of us unsafe, Rory. It seems that you are unsafe here. And if that's the case, then...
We can leave.
Oh, I know, certainly I'm willing to go.
We were only here for the festival. We could leave today if we wanted.
You are acting like prey, and you are not prey.
And I was only here for my project, which is not likely to go through, so it might be back north for me anyways. So, if you're needing a place to hide, the north's a good place to get lost.
I'm supposed to see as many places as possible, so we could just keep running, moving, walking around. It's not running if you're traveling. We can't hear you.
96, it's only been 96 hours, 24 minutes, and 32 seconds in the time that we have known each other, or that we have met since our incident at one of the alleyways of the city. Are you certain that being my friend is worth the possible consequences?
Run your calculations again, Rory. You can run the 96 hours for these two, but my number's gonna beat their score for sure.
I also started following her like immediately after I met her. I didn't know Deodora. We just met in the woods and I started following. So I'm good.
I almost took your head off because I didn't know what was happening.
I deserved it.
Give him back.
And right he is. You're not giving Corbin back.
Also, you can't leave us to protect Cal on our own. It will end very badly. We are a family now, and we need to protect Cal from the world.
It seems like whoever spoke to you wants you to be alone. And you shouldn't give them what they want. It's best to be in a pack than not.
Loneliness does make you an easy target.
And maybe they're wrong.
What is loneliness?
Oh, that's
God.
Oh, loneliness is when you don't have someone but wish you did. And maybe you don't always wish you did. But as soon as there comes a moment when you look over your shoulder and it's naught but air, well, that's loneliness. And I won't see you caught that way.
Do you mean something like, and what everyone sees is in your minds, there's a shift of an image, and you're not sure where on Earth it is, but the vision is of like a small settlement from the side of a mountain. There's like the sky, and there are trees, and there are a couple of birds. But outside of that settlement in the distance, there's not a single like living soul in sight. And this is one of those, you can tell that you're looking through my eyes at that scene, and you watch like seasons change, and it's like years, and then decades, and then a century of time.
Yes.
Let's try to avoid that in the future. Unless you really enjoyed that, at which point I will not stop you, but do you want to do that again? Also, if there are bad things after you, isn't 4 better than 1?
Pragmatically speaking, I'm not certain that it matters if they can't find me, but I do enjoy your company, and I feel like I would be lesser somehow if I did not have it.
I think there's also a matter of they're trying to control you, and you deserve to live the life that you want to live. So let's change that. I already told you that I would hunt them for you, and I meant it.
There is like, if you could imagine like what all of this looks like, because all of you are like on a second delay if this were like a group text message, right? For telepathy, you have like
Just the 3 dots. Do, 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 do.
you see like there's just like a rock off the side of a random mountain that Rory is sitting on, and that all of you are like either sitting or standing, whatever's more comfortable to you nearby. Kind of like a joint image. Like poor Sam is probably just sitting there being overwhelmed and stuff.
He's having the
No, Sam's
dopest
passed out
trip. 'cause-
asleep. You just literally look
Oh my
over.
god. Fishbowl only, second fishbowl only halfway drunk.
Oh yeah, not
Theodora,
even.
Theodora takes it.
Yeah, he's passed out asleep right now.
And then in like clouds come overhead, and there's like the sound of a storm. There is a large shadowy figure that appears over the mountain with glowing purple eyes. There are like crows and ravens running away from it, kind of like, well, I'm not sure what might happen in the future, but if that is something that you would like to be present for, then I would like your company. Is this what making friends is like? It is a very odd experience.
Making friends. And we will be, well, I can't speak for everyone, but I'll be there. I do think we need to get new gear before we head that way. Maybe some rain gear and better weapons. But yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I feel like we need to maybe get some experience and level up.
Let's level up a lot and then go take on this big bad sky thing.
Oh, one more thing. When you see a person like working away at an anvil, and you see like equations like aloft in the air, kind of held up there by magic. You see them chipping away at something. And then when they finish making it, they activate it and has like blue lines coursing through its body like veins. And then after approving the image, this person steps through a portal and leaves. This came up earlier, so I thought I might also mention it. I don't necessarily have parents in the same way that all of you do. I do have a maker, and it would be nice if, at any point, they might explain some of this, but I haven't seen them or made them. I've only read myths and tales about who they might be.
Did your maker just finish the work of piecing you together and then left?
If I had a way to tell you otherwise, I would.
DM, is there anything we can do watching this vision to help read what's going on, or pick up anything that maybe Blackstone would not have caught?
Go ahead and roll insight. Sorry, y'all. I just got hit with a flare up, so I'm also dealing with that at the moment. So,
Oh, she got a nat 20.
nat 20, nice.
24! Tell me the Blackstone lore.
Yeah.
I think
my insight's not
actually-
great.
As this is
Except for
happening,
almost dying so much. Let's do it.
as this is happening, and Aurea, with your connection to the veil, you're able to see a little bit more. And we'll get to that after the break.
How dare you?
I need to get my meds real
Okay,
quick.
yeah, you're
So,
Yeah.
we will be back in about 10 minutes. Might be a little bit longer. It's a little bad, so I'm just trying to push through it. But we will be back in about 10 minutes, y'all. So please bear with us, and we'll be back soon.
Easy to.
I'm bored.
We can go scream at the cat for another hour.
Nah, I'm tired of screaming at the cat.
Shut up with that! Be bored no more with 1985 games. Enjoy their vast variety of products and help bring your tabletop to a whole new level. With easy-to-use dungeon sticky notes. The deck of stories holds prompts and adventure hooks for any setting, and thousands of cutout game pieces with their dungeon craft.
You've come all this way for nothing, fool! The princess is mine! You'll never get away with this, Malachor!
Write everything down in your Hero Notes journal and start your adventure today! Visit the World Wide Web address 1985games.com and find many helpful products such as their Dungeon Craft series, battle maps, deck of stories, miniatures, dungeon notes, and now VHS dice. Again, that's 1985games.com.
Dare you, Finn? Hi everybody, welcome back. Sorry y'all, I had to dip real quick because I'm dealing with a little bit of a flare-up. Yay, chronic pain. But we're gonna go through because I'm still feeling good. But if we need to end the session, I've already chatted with everybody. I will give the signal and we will wrap it up for today because we want everyone to be comfortable. But we just left off at a pretty juicy moment as Blackstone has been slowly divulging a little bit of who they are, their experiences so far in Ampistrano, as well as coming to terms with, hey, they may not be the danger to the rest of the party that they may think they are. As well as April rolled a nat 20 on doing some insight on a memory. So let me get the appropriate music. So, to kind of set the scene a little bit further of this individual that you all are seeing put Blackstone together. Aurea, you are able to, because of your unique abilities, peer through a little bit further. The kind of dust clears as you're peering into this memory. And the hooded figure turns for a moment, and you see an ebony-skinned elf. Male, presenting at least, with piercing green eyes, as well as these kind of markings that are almost look like they are tattooed onto his face. He's wearing a kind but stern expression, one of worry, as he kind of peers over to where he just infused some magic. You can see this crystal that's in the chest plate of Blackstone that's glowing now with a faint blue light that you can see is still kind of pulsating through his body as his eyes start to glow blue. He mumbles. What languages, Aurea, do you speak?
Common, Elvish, and Halfling.
Okay. You do not know what he says, but he utters something, kind of nods to himself twice before this portal appears in front of him. And it appears to be of a hilltop. There's stone. There's a solid stone in the very center of this hilltop, and surrounding it are, looks almost like pillars of carved wood and stone that have been kind of morphed together. Think of like Stonehenge in terms of that circular design. He looks back towards where Blackstone is and then steps through the portal, and that's all you get.
With that nat 20, would I be able to repeat what I heard, even though I couldn't say it, and
100%.
hopefully someone else in the room speaks the language?
Yes.
Cool, I do that.
Okay. Also, April, can you turn your microphone up a little bit?
Yes, I can.
Perfect. Thank you. What?
In the hopes that, someone else in this group.
What languages do you all speak?
I've got Draconic and Dwarvish, also Elvish, but you said you already had Elvish, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I've got Draconic and Dwarvish on top of those.
I got Gnomish on top of Common.
Okay.
I love our mix of languages.
I have Primordial.
Okay. None of you know.
That's Wake Sam.
But just Sam, no. Sam, get up.
None of you know this language, but Blackstone, the language itself sounds very familiar. You've heard this before several times. Sorry, y'all. I'm going through another wave. Actually, y'all, it's getting really bad. I was fine, and then it just started to tick back up.
Totally cool.
So I'm going to go ahead and call it for today, but we're going to make note, and I'll be sending you all some more information based upon that roll so we have some time. I'm so sorry, y'all. It's just the nature of the beast when it comes to it. I want to give everybody the full attention that this show deserves, and these amazing players deserve, but I also know I need to take care of myself too in this instance. So
Yes, for sure.
We are going to get out of here. I do apologize again, but we'll be back here next week with some more shenanigans and seeing what we all dive into next. All right?
You officially must stop apologizing for caring for yourself.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
All right.
I would second that emotion.
Third.
We're not sorry. Goodbye.
Okay.
Yeah,
We're out of
bye.
here. Bye.
Hello, my name is Asmodeus, and you must take care of yourself.
Bless me.